Hello and welcome to Bored Stupid. My name's Wayne.
And I'm Matt.
And you are watching another episode of...
The Hype Factor.
Hype Factor! Matt, it's June. Hype Factor June.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's already been, 6 months?
Time is linear.
Woo.
Can you believe that time is one way? And that's where we are. We're in June, but still, there are tons of amazing, exciting games to get hyped about. And we're here to tell you about 5 more of them.
Yes, so in this series, every month we bring 5 of the games that we are excited about.
Yeah.
This month is a special one because, of course, you've seen all the stuff from, all the content from UKG. If you haven't,
playlist up there.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. We're gonna cover a couple of the games that we didn't cover in too deep during the UKG interviews and that we're really excited about. We'll tell you why. And some of them that were not a UKG, but we're still exciting about.
Absolutely. There is tons to get your teeth into, and we will continue this series going on to the end of the year until about Spiel. And then things start to flip over to 2025 stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna explode.
This is gonna be all Spiel.
Yeah.
But let's get hyped, and you should get hyped for what, Matt?
The subscribe button.
You should get hyped for pressing that button.
I'm very excited about this.
Look, it's red, it's shiny. Press the button and join us on our journey. And if that's not enough, we've got something else for you.
Oh yeah, we got a 10% discount with the guys at Into the EM just for you. So click the link below in the description or use the Bored Stupid code at checkout for a 10% discount on top of any other discounts you can find.
The best kind of discount.
For some amazing graphic t-shirts and clothes, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you need to do your wardrobe for the summer, go check the link. And buy some nice stuff that your friend is going to be like, oh, what did you bought that? And I was like, oh, Into the EM.
Use the link.
Yeah, and I had 10% discounts. Oh, wow, how? With the Bored Stupid guys.
That's how. Oh my God.
So yeah, treat yourself.
Treat yourself and get hyped. So should we step into June's hype?
Let's do it. Great, let's start with the first one that we both were really excited about, and we saw it actually live at UKGE. We shot some videos, we did an interview with the designer, and then going back home, I found out that the video was corrupted. So,
which is really sad because the interview was amazing with the designer. It was such a great interview. I'm gutted, but these things happen.
Yeah, and we're talking about a game from Hegemony Project Games, that the guys that brought us Hegemony a couple of years ago now.
The heavy, massively asymmetric strategy game. Yeah.
And they brought us something that is even heavier. So, no, but it is actually really, really amazing. It is.
It's World Order. And World Order is very, very smart, clever, at least the way they explained it to us. It takes hegemony, but distills that into more of like a worker placement type game. Uses a lot of card work as well, and it's specifically set, I think, in 2010. They said.
Yeah, so it's recent history scenario. So you got still it's World Order. So we're talking about nations like fighting against each other. Politically fighting against each other. So you got the US, you got
China,
Russia,
you got the European Union, all of that good stuff. And it is amazing. It says here, the world is changing, and while the once unrivaled influence of the United States is beginning to wane, the other major powers are eagerly stepping onto the stage, ready to claim their piece of the geopolitical pie. And yeah, this is very exciting. Hegemony kind of took the board game world by storm when it came out. It was this weird, crazy design, but that had loads of amazing sort of political science behind it.
Yes.
And they've done the same thing here. They've really researched the hell out of it, and they've created the game and the factions and how you play the game with that in mind.
Yeah, so you will have to basically balance your political force, your military force, your economy, and trying to balance out within the political world scenario. Again, it sounds tremendously complex.
Yes.
It's not going to be an easy game that is like, oh, let's have a drink and play that. No, this
will be a heavy sit-down strategic game. They wanted to make something simpler and more streamlined, but as they got into it, it just ended up being about as heavy as Hegemony, just in a different way, different direction. What I really liked was like you could park your tanks over in another country, but in two ways. You either start a war, which would be terrible economically for you, or you have an alliance with them, so you can set up a military base like the US do with various countries. Actually, there's an American base here, so they can put their tanks here, and etc. And that expands their influence around the world, like militarily. Very clever.
So there is that element of worker placement and making deal with the other players. So it's very smart, and I think I definitely want to play this game as soon as it comes out.
Absolutely, that's World Order. Okay, Matt, so the next one on the list is much lighter than World Order, but no less exciting.
No.
And it's so exciting, it's got an extra O in the name of it.
Yeah, because it's Looot.
Loot.
With 3 O's.
With 3 O's,
like if you want to put 4 or 5 or 6, feel free to do it.
Feel free, we won't stop you. We're not your mum. Yeah, you grab.
And yes, as you said, it's more like a family-oriented, more
Family Plus.
Family Plus. It's medium light, tile placement games with area majority elements into it, and it's a game from Hatchet Games, and it looks absolutely great. I know that this was released at UKG, or was like pre-release at UKG, and it went sold out in minutes. And we had a chat with the designer as well. It was absolutely great. So it's about Vikings, and so it's always cool talking about Vikings.
Absolutely.
And it's a tile placement and area majority, they say, and it's done in a very clever way, because you got your own board,
your own player board, which is your fjord, I guess.
Your fjord, exactly, and then you got a central area where basically you're sending your Vikings to do action. For example, gather stuff that you can bring back on your board, or conquer castle. There's a lot of going on. It's very, very interesting. And we are talking with the guys, with Robert at a game. He was mentioning game like Cascadia or something like that.
Or Acropolis.
Acropolis. This is kind of like a moral successor.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it adds more to those kind of games with these two different mechanics together.
Absolutely. And instead of something like Cascadia, where you're sort of just drawing a tile from the center, then you're going to add to your central board. In Loot, what you do is you send your Viking out, which then will get you the resource depending on where you place your Viking. But some of those resources might require you to surround them.
Yeah,
so you have this whole fight with the other players about who's going to be able to surround different areas first and resources in order to get those things. So very clever design, looks super interesting, and looks like great value and a really interesting Family Plus game.
It looks great. And price cost, at least at UKG, was quite low for a game like that, because it was around the £25 mark. And it looks like a lot of game for £25. So definitely check it out when it comes out. Loot.
We didn't loot it. It sold out before we could loot it. Sad. Matt, I'm going to toss the next one to you, because I know that you are the most hyped person about this.
I'm super, super excited. When the announcement came out a few weeks ago, I jumped on a chair. And as you, the people that follow us on the channel from a while now, they know how much I love Ratland. And finally, and I say finally, the designers said from the start that Ratland would never ever add an expansion, but by popular demand, after a few years now, he decided himself on his own to design the expansion for the game. Now, the expansion is gonna add just base camps. It's not adding any more cards, any other characters, something like that. So it's taking new camps and refining the annoying one in the original game. There were some of the camps in the original games, the base that you need to protect in order to win the game. Some of those cards were less loved by the people because they were less good than others, so people will always choose the other ones. So and it's adding more to them. So it's not an expansion is adding a little bit more content to the game, to something that is still my favorite 1 versus 1 game. It's still my favorite card game. So I'm really excited for this to come out. It's gonna be low cost because it's just literally you buying
a deck of cards,
30 cards. So it's gonna be accessible to everybody. If you guys have the special edition with the special cards, with the special material cards, they're gonna do 2 versions of this expansion, one for the normal cards and one for the special cards. One thing that I really like about this expansion is the fact that the designer is the same designer is bringing this extra content, and he made sure that was not just adding stuff to the game. It was not stuff that would just break the game with, like, the new cards were going to be definitely better, and it's something that it needs to fit in the original box, so you don't need to bring out the box. So I think it's a very clever way, and I'm super happy that Radlands is getting an expansion.
Yeah, you love Radlands. I love Radlands. I think it's an amazing 2-player game, a great card game. We played it recently on a live stream, which you can check out somewhere around here. And yeah, this expansion is just like 40-ish cards. You're going to get a whole bunch of new camps and then 10 rebalanced camps from the original game. So yeah, that's Radlands Cult of Chrome. Can't wait.
Right, we are number 4 for this list. We're almost at the end, and we got another game that we managed to see at UKG, not touch,
just look at.
Because it's a game that is coming out this year, but we were not able to play because there was no demo for this game. However, it looks amazing, and we're talking about a new Osprey game, and the game is
Battalion War of the Ancients. Now, we had a good old conversation with Osprey, which you can check out again up here, and we go into lots of detail there about that game. And this is very exciting, designed by Paolo Mori, who also did Libertalia and Fall of Rome and Blitzkrieg, another amazing game, so great design pedigree. And this is essentially, Matt, an abstracted war game.
It's amazing. It's playing Warhammer with piece of cardboards, and that's it.
Yeah, so you've got, which is very interesting. You've got 4 asymmetric factions. It's a 2 or 4 player game, so it's in teams or 1 versus 1. And you could play like the Han Chinese versus
the
Roman legions, for example, or the gods versus the Greeks. And it has this very smart, simple mechanisms around. You can flank people, you can stack bonuses if your legions are bigger, get some little combos going on.
Yeah, and the good things is that in the box, each one of the units, let's call it with 40k, is represented by a simple like piece of cardboard where you will have all the information about that unit. But at the same time, you can stack unit together to create a bigger unit that will have different kind of like bonus
or combos or whatever,
exactly. And then those units you can use this to, I don't know, the melee unit you can use to charge them. Some of them will have archer that will have to do like a ranged attack. And then on top of that, each faction will have its own stratagems and its own tactic cards.
Special cards as well that you can play at key moments.
So yeah, as you said, it's an abstract war game with all the things about war games, because you got dice rolling, fighting, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Great artwork as well by Roland McDonald, so with this great watercolor splash cover. It looks fantastic. We're very excited about playing this and getting our hands on it. So yeah, that's Battalion War of the Ancients. So our last one on the list, again, Matt is taking this one because he's super excited about this. This is both one of your favourite games, Matt, and one of your favourite IPs smashed together.
Yes, and
tell the people.
And that's great. What we're talking about is the Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. Now, everybody knows about Seven Wonder Duel.
Seven Wonder Duel, amazing two-player game, one of the best ever released, ever.
Take Middle-earth IP and all the Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien stuff as well.
Woo! Together. Now, we saw it at UKG, no touch, no photos, nothing at all. So it was there, people could see it. It's not going to be a reskin of Seven Wonder Duel. So it's not going to be the same game, just changing the cards. Doing Sauron on the side and and Gandalf on the other. Is a spin-off game. So it takes the well-known mechanics from Seven Wonders Duel, so the 1 versus 1 card drafting game that everybody. If you haven't played, you need to play Seven Wonders Duel right now. Is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it adds asymmetry. That means that one side is gonna play as the evil forces, one is gonna play as the good guys. Now, if they are really good guys, well, you never know. But basically, what you're gonna do, you're gonna have like different way of winning the game depending on which side you're picking. For example, the army of Sauron will try to destroy the forest, try to conquer Middle-earth, while the other forces will try to accomplish all that different mission. It sounds great. It sounds to me that it's if you take Seven Wonder Duels at the Pantheon expansion, skin it with Lord of the Rings, and add asymmetry to the two players, it's just a recipe for greatness.
It does sound pretty good, and you've got Antoine Bowser, the original designer of Seven Wonders and Seven Wonders Duel, and then obviously teaming up now with Bruno Catala, another phenomenal designer who did. Among many other games, Cyclades, and then with artwork by Vincent Dutrait. I mean, it's a triumvirate of epicness, I think. So I don't think this one can fail. So we're quite excited about this one too.
Absolutely. Seven Wonder Duels. No, it is the Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth.
Absolutely. Should we take it to the outro?
Yes.
That was yet another episode of
The Hype Factor.
We did it. We got through June's episode of Hype Factor, and there's still so many more to go. I'm battling Matt every single month to put more Euro games on the list, and he's battling me right back, going, "I want this."
So
stuff,
we're trying
to, But it's all good. There is so much stuff to talk about. We can add every single month. So
it is. There is still so many games, unfortunately, for our wallets, because
sad times.
They're not free. Unfortunately.
Yeah, they are not free.
I mean, if you want to send us free games, we'll play them.
We'll play them. And also, we just don't have enough time in the day. But thank you for watching this one. And if you liked what we do, then you know what to do. Hit the like button and, of course, hit the big
red button for subscribing to the channel. Because that's really helped us playing more games, basically.
Gets me hyped. Gets him hyped.
And you can get hyped. So you can stay up to date with all the content that we share. We share 2 videos per week. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. And go check all the stuff that we've done in the last 8 months now. So there's a lot. That's a lot.
Absolutely. So check out the rest of our gear. Check out the Into the AM link. And we'll catch you again real soon.
Ciao.